All eyes are on Patrick Mahomes and his ankle as the Chiefs take on the Bengals in the AFC Championship Sunday on CBS. And it's just impossible for me to imagine that Patty's going to be Patty with a high ankle sprain. I mean, listen, Mahomes is amazing in the postseason. He's even better at home in the postseason. He is a special, sensational, legendary, phenomenal talent. But it's impossible for me to believe that with a high ankle sprain against a phenomenal defense, Lou Amaru's defense has just been incredible. How is Patrick Mahomes going to be John Elway meets Steph Curry, as he always is? Now, I do understand the numbers for Patrick Mahomes inside the pocket. And I want to acknowledge it and I want to stress it because Patrick Mahomes threw 32 touchdowns in the pocket this year, most in the NFL. But we're talking about Championship Sunday. We're talking about making plays, unscripted plays, getting the ball to Travis Kelce. And look, Kelce is obviously a stud. Travis Kelce is the only reliable weapon, in my opinion, for Mahomes in this game. I mean, you trust MVS or Juju Smith-Schuster on Championship Sunday? Now, Travis Kelce is an all-timer. Like, look at the board. A legit all-timer. And I think a healthy Mahomes-Kelce combination, they deserve to be in the same sentence. I'm about to give you rarefied air here. To me, number one, Montana to Rice is always the best combination for a quarterback and a receiver or a tight end in the history of the league. Then you think Brady and Gronk, and you think about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. But again, I want to stress this. Mahomes isn't 100% healthy, and Joe Burrow owns him. And I know Chris Jones is taking offense and had some fun with that soundbite to start the show. Burrowhead is there calling it. You know, listen, I don't think anyone's stopping Joe Burrow. I don't think anyone's stopping Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. And then you factor in guys like Jalen Hurts and Boyd and T. Higgins and Joe Mixon. And look, the Bengals are dead. The Bengals with Joe Burrow, look at the board. They are a different team. And yes, I think it matters when you look at Joe Burrow and his career against Patrick Mahomes. There is literally no other player who can say, I own Patrick Mahomes, I own Andy Reid, I own Chris Jones, I own the Kansas City Chiefs. The window is wide open for the Cincinnati Bengals to beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. This is a piping hot team. They are getting it done on offense like a juggernaut. Now, issues on the offensive line, the injuries we talked about at length last week, still there, and Chris Jones himself can obviously wreck that offensive line. But there's a reason why this week we're not making a big deal about it. Not just because of what we saw in the Buffalo game, because we know Joe Burrow can take care of business. We know Zach Taylor is a tremendous offensive mind and an excellent head coach. And this Bengals team doesn't have a weakness. I felt like they were the better team than compare and contrast to Kansas City all year. They beat Kansas City all year. This is the opportunity. There's no excuse for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Chiefs are compromised. The Bengals are better in every single area. I fully expect, and we're raising the bar, I demand that the Bengals and Joe Burrow go into Burrowhead and absolutely take care of business 31-24 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Absolutely obsessed with the conviction from our guy Christian McCaffrey. He's playing, which means the San Francisco 49ers are winning. It's that simple, right? I mean, Christian McCaffrey has been entrenched as the starting running back of the San Francisco 49ers for 12 games. They're 12-0. And this was the first guess. If you remember, he was traded on a Thursday. And then on a Friday on Time to Shine, we said, all right, Niners are winning the Super Bowl. Lock it up. And McCaffrey, even as I said that, has been even better. 12 touchdowns, 12 games, 12 wins. What a run. What a life. You don't stop Christian McCaffrey, especially in Kyle Shanahan's offense, behind Trent Williams. And Brock Purdy can rock and roll. And look, he's not worried about Philly or crowd noise. He's unfazed. This is who he is. This is what he does. Brock Purdy is a rock, and he has unbelievable studs around him. I mean, we showed you Christian McCaffrey. Look at Brandon Ayuk, who's a weapon. He's Isaac Bruce. Deebo Samuel. Deebo and Christian McCaffrey, good luck with all that. And George Kittle, unbelievable tight ends. And he is absolutely on the heater. And I think that when you look at it, which is amazing from a San Francisco perspective, we're giving you all the names and all the stars and Kyle Shanahan's coaching. We haven't even gotten to the best part of the team, the defense. And if this all sounds disrespectful to the Philadelphia Eagles, good. That's the intention. Because Jalen Hurts is amazing. There's no question about that. They can run with authority. Brown and Smith are great receivers. Goddard's great. They have to go against this defense, D'Amico Ryan's defense. And nobody has been able to dominate and beat this defense in the last 12 weeks. Nick Bosa hasn't had a sack yet this postseason, had a lot of pressures last week. I think he's going to make an immediate impact. Now, you can throw on occasion and you look at what Jarrett Stidham did a few weeks ago. So I think Jalen Hurts has to be effective as a runner, and you got to test that shoulder, but he also needs to be effective as a passer. Look, I don't think the Eagles, there's a chance, no chance, they duplicate this. That was about the Giants, not about Philadelphia. I get it. Philly's got a great offensive line. Philly has a bunch of great running backs. I understand it. I appreciate it. There is no chance they duplicate that against San Francisco. You can throw on those corners, throw on those DBs. Jarrett Stidham did it. Dak and CD had it going on a little bit. But in terms of the pass rush, even against that great Eagles offensive line, it's going to be too much. The 49ers, and I've been saying this forever, most loaded team in the NFL. The only question was the quarterback position. Now they are stable. My worry level when it comes to Brock Purdy on the road on Championship Sunday is 0, because Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey have never given us a reason to be concerned all season long. Sad news to pass along today. Longtime college basketball analyst, one of my all-time favorites, Billy Packer, has passed away at the age of 82. Packer spent 34 years calling the Final Four, 27 of them coming with CBS. An Emmy Award-winning broadcaster, Packer called his last Final Four in 2008. CBS Sports Chairman Sean McManus said in a statement today, Billy Packer was synonymous with college basketball for more than 3 decades and set the standard of excellence as the voice of the NCAA's men's basketball tournaments. I loved Billy Packer. Billy Packer and Jim Nantz were an unbelievable team. Billy Packer and Al McGuire before that with Dick Enberg. I mean, it was always a treat listening to that trio and their give and take. And Billy would always speak his mind and was great talking about the officials and great talking about when things would go right and go wrong. He belongs in the Basketball Hall of Fame, and we've talked about that in the past. And I loved watching him. My deepest condolences to his son, Mark, who I work with at SiriusXM, and to everyone who listened to him and watched him on CBS, because he was the absolute best. Welcome back, Time to Shine. It's Friday, which means it's time for another sizzling edition of Love or Loathe. Oh, hey, Carolina Panthers have a new head coach. Love or Loathe, Frank Reich in Carolina. Love. We've been talking about this as a perfect fit. And give the Panthers credit, they nailed it. They have an adult in the room, an offensive guru, a quarterback guru. You want to talk about right guy, right time? I still can't believe Frank Reich was fired by the Indianapolis Colts. Remember, he was the first quarterback in the history of the Carolina Panthers. And I think that trading for somebody like Derek Carr would make a ton of sense. And he'll fix this offense, which was anemic, obviously, last year. And I could see, because they have dudes on defense, I'm telling you right now, in that pathetic division, don't be surprised if they find the right quarterback via a trade or the NFL draft. Carolina has a top 10 pick. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Carolina Panthers win that division and make the playoffs. Congrats on the Frank Reich hire. Just amazing. How about this move by the New York Jets? Love or loathe, the Jets hiring Nathaniel Hackett as the offensive coordinator. Love. Hello, Aaron Rodgers. Look, I like Nathaniel Hackett not as a head coach. It was one of the 5 worst tenures ever in the history of the NFL as a one-year head coach. It was atrocious. But he could call plays. If you don't believe me that he's a good offensive mind, ask Aaron Rodgers, who loves him. 2468. Let's speculate. Aaron Rodgers, we've been talking about his future. I would never trade him if I'm the Green Bay Packers. But if they're dumb enough to do it, and they are, they once drafted Jordan Love, of course. Trade him to the Jets. And I don't want to hear, oh, he could never handle New York, the New York media. Aaron Rodgers can handle anything and everything. They have weapons on offense, top 5 defense. If I'm Rodgers, I'm saying, yes, get me to the Jets and my guy, Nathaniel Hackett. This would be amazing for Rodgers and the Jets. Packers would be moronic, but that's not the topic. In the NFC, love or loathe, Dan Quinn removing his name as a candidate and returning to the Dallas Cowboys as a defensive coordinator. I love this. First of all, these jobs, they're all a little shaky. Denver, Houston, Indianapolis, there's warts, and this is such a major win for Mike McCarthy. Dan Quinn is a brilliant defensive coordinator, and who knows? Maybe Dan Quinn will end up coaching the Dallas Cowboys in 2024. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.